Why do we, as a company, need to comply with a piping code? This question might catch you off guard at first because it seems like a no-brainer. A code, by definition, is a law with statutory force. So the simple answer is, we comply with a piping code because we have to. Failing to do so can result in penalties for non-compliance. But here's a more intriguing question. Why comply with or adopt a piping consensus standard? This question brings to light a common misconception. Many engineers and designers often interchange the terms code and standard without realizing their distinct meanings. So, what exactly is the difference between a standard and a code? Well, consensus standards, such as those published by reputable organizations like the American Society of Mechanical Engineering, the American National Standards Institute, the American Petroleum Institute, and the National Fire Protection Association, among others, are not mandatory in and of themselves. However, when these standards are adopted into federal, state, city, and other local codes, they become legally binding requirements. They transform from being a standard to a code enforceable by law. When included in corporate specifications and not addressed on a municipal level, the standard becomes a legal code on a contractual basis. The compliance with these codes doesn't necessarily cost the builder more than non-compliance. However, fabricating and installing piping systems of high integrity as opposed to substandard systems does cost more initially. Cutting corners by hiring non-certified welders and plumbers, bypassing inspections, and using potentially inadequate materials and supports might seem like cost-saving measures, but the risks are too high. In essence, if a company plans to use listed material, specify material that meets the requirements for fluid service, pressure, and temperature. Inspect the material for construction, size, and rating. Use certified welders and plumbers. Inspect welds and brazing. Adequately support the pipe, and test the pipe for tightness. They are already complying with the code. The code simply formalizes these activities in a well-thought-out manner. To summarize, a code is a law with statutory force that must be complied with, while a standard is a set of guidelines that can be adopted into a code. It's crucial to understand the difference between these two terms, and to realize that compliance with codes and standards is not about cost, but about maintaining integrity and minimizing risks.